Inside the life of a billionaire butler. Have you ever wondered, what does the life of a billionaire butler look like? Do they have a family, or how much do they earn? Welcome back to Luxury Bay. Don't worry if you're unfamiliar with these massive undertakings, we've got you covered. In our video, we'll tell you about what goes on in the daily life of a Russian billionaire. Let's get right into it. The origin. The word butler is derived from Anglo-Norman butler, a variant form of Old Norman butler, which is derived from bouteille, bottle, modern French bouteille, which is itself derived from Gallo-Romance buticula, bottle. A butler is a manservant who's in charge of the wine and liquors in the house. He's the household's chief male servant, in control of other staff, receiving visitors, directing dinner service, and performing many personal tasks. The duties of a butler include welcoming and checking in guests, arranging dining and entertainment, and keeping guest rooms and suites up to hotel and guest standards. Finally, you'll assist us in providing our guests with the greatest possible experience throughout their stay. Despite observing everything, butlers are obligated to remain silent. They've always been bound by a code of secrecy, but that's changing as well. These days, they're always nearly bound by a nondisclosure agreement. Since the turn of the millennium, global demand for butlers has risen considerably as a result of several upheavals and changes accompanying faster globalisation, which began in the late 1980s. How much does a butler make? In the United States, the average butler salary is $63,246 per year. The bottom 10% of earners make $27,000 per year, while the highest 10% earn $148,000. As with most things, location is crucial. The highest butler wages are found in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. Butlers work a weekly average of 60 hours. They serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as well as coffee on demand. Aside from that, they greet visitors at the door and look after the goods. Responsibilities of a butler. It's not easy to go grocery shopping. Everything has to be fresh, so they go to the bakery, the grocer, the butcher, and the fish shop. A butler is responsible for everything, from transporting suits to the dry cleaners to polishing shoes and baking cakes. A successful butler will have a dignified and humble demeanor, as well as a keen eye for detail. To prevent being mistaken for a gentleman, a butler should always dress smartly, yet it's generally desirable to wear somewhat mismatched trousers and coats. If a butler doesn't have a valet, he'll have to put out the master's clothing in the morning. A butler gets to wear your boss's old clothes, which is one of the benefits of the job. Butlers who are single are preferred by their employers. Butlers with spouses are said to be divided between their family and their master's loyalty. As a result, a butler who has no familial obligations can give his undivided attention to the demands of the household he serves. A butler can be fined without notice if he lies about his marital status. To preserve an image of power, it's also important to avoid becoming too friendly with your household's other servants. He can return to your pantry after breakfast to finish out your morning chores. These tasks could include ironing the master's newspapers and polishing the silver. It's the responsibility of the butler to ensure that these valuable items are kept safe and clean. Butlers can often go for a walk if the mistress decides to go out after lunch. If she's at home for the afternoon, he should be ready to greet any visitors. Gentlemen should be escorted directly to the drawing room, while people should be asked to wait in the hall. The butler should have a strategy in place for dealing with visitors whom the master or mistress wishes to see for whatever reason. After supper's ready, it's the responsibility of the butler to announce it. The last responsibility of a butler's day is to confirm that the house is secure and that all of the lamps have been turned off. The contents of the cellar are kept track of by the butlers. In certain big country mansions, the butler may be in charge of making beer for the household, albeit this rarely makes it to the master's table due to the low quality of the beer. In the cellar book, the butler needs to note what wine has been given out and consumed each day as a butler. Trusting masters allow the butlers to keep the cellar key. Intoxication is not tolerated. The butler should fetch the best quality items and should also be aware of drink adulteration by unscrupulous sellers. Oyster shells, sulfur, and cream of tartar can be used to identify lead and copper in a bottle. A pea-sized piece of chalk can be used to detect aqua fortis and oil of vitriol, and adding lime water to port will disclose any alum. What does it require to become a butler? To become a butler, one needs the following. The cost of an 8-week butler training program in the United States is around $15,000, but you can start a course for £2,000 at the British Butler Academy. The academy is 80,000 square feet in size and is located in the ancient city of Simpelveld, just south of the Netherlands. Individuals learn first-class butling, housekeeping, and personal helping. The academy is essentially a castle, providing students with the ideal environment. They work with high-end materials, and as for the academy's instructors, they were all butlers at one point or another. The academy not only allows them to pass on their skills, but it also provides them with a possible career path when they're given the opportunity of working in private houses. Training courses at the academy, which include interior yacht crew training for butlers who want to work at sea. These butlers often work on cruise ships or as part of a for-hire boat crew on chartered yachts. The academy also helps train people who would like to buddle on the side of parties and dinner events. The rise of China's super-rich has enticed the academy to open a special school in Chengdu, China, with more locations to follow. A new butler willing to travel east to places like Shanghai or Dubai can start at a very respectable salary. Countries like the US have redefined the traditional butler, which later transitions into a modern butler. The perks. The benefits of the jobs include security and a place to live, as well as the opportunity to travel the world, spend time on luxury yachts, and eat some very fine food. However, some employers are better than others and offer gifts such as free cars and other luxurious items, and if a butler's lucky, they might even get a day off. As weird as it sounds, a billionaire butler's life is as luxurious as one can imagine, but it comes with a hefty amount of responsibility. Furthermore, they can even have the opportunity to work in some of the most incredible locations on the planet while honing the abilities with the finest materials. It teaches not just perfection, but also character development and discipline. One learns his way through sophistication with a touch of hospitality in the process of becoming a butler. Here's a list of a few of the most relevant butlers of all time. Eugene Allen, a White House butler who served under 7 US presidents. Paul Burrell, butler to Diana, Princess of Wales. Alonzo Fields, the White House chief butler from 1932 to 1953. And Grant Harold, butler to Charles, Prince of Wales. We also noticed that butlers are pretty popular in cartoons. There's a long list of fictional butlers, which include animated series like Cadbury in Richie Rich. Other fictional butlers include one of the most popular Charles Carson from Downton Abbey, Alfred Pennyworth from Batman, and Edwin Jarvis from Iron Man. That concludes today's video. Who's your favorite fictional character of a butler? Tell us in the comment section below. If you liked our video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell icon so you can always be notified of our regular uploads.